Hello, I'm Karen Day, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from over at A Little Kinder. So I wanted to jump in today and share a little bit more of the yummy goodiness coming out of the new catalog that goes live, gosh, in just a little over a week. I can't believe June is almost here, and that is new catalog release time. And living in quarantine times or stay at home times, it's a little odd to me to think all of a sudden June is here. Yesterday I got a chance to go to my classroom during the day. I'm a preschool teacher and we've been out since March 13th, but yesterday I got a chance to go pack up my classroom, and it just made it all the more real that June is right around the corner. So I thought that I would jump in and do an unboxing my way. So if you've been with me since I started the channel, I do my boxings a little bit different. As much as I love seeing a big brown box and going through it, sometimes things you don't always remember them the way that they are. So this is my version of an unboxing, and today I am talking about the amazing Flower for Every Season suite. Now, I'm going to call this a mega suite. And the reason I'm going to call it a mega suite is because of everything that's in this that coordinates. We have 2 stamp sets, 2 different paper ways, and I'll show you those in a minute. We have a punch that goes with it and a shaker jar that goes with it. There's just so much in this suite. So today we're really going to be focusing on this stamp set out of the suite. This is called Celebrate Sunflowers. Now, I like to be completely honest on my blog in here, and this was not in my very first pre-order. Yes, you heard that right. I've done 2 pre-orders. Shh, don't tell my husband. He might have a heart attack. But once I started seeing some of the things that were being done with these suites, I had to order a little bit more. I just had to. And these, again, were not things that were on my catalog. Oh my gosh, I've got to have it list. So when that comes out and I can order in June, there will be more goodies that are coming. There are 2 things that I know right now that I will be ordering immediately besides the in colors. One is in the brand new beginner brochure. It's an adorable little set, and it actually coordinates with this product. So I'm really excited about that. And then there's a second set that's in that brochure that is just going to knock your socks off, and I can't wait till it gets here. All right, let's jump in and take a look at what's in this suite. So again, this is a Flower for Every Season suite, and it has a ton of stuff. So it comes with the sunflower set and dies, and I will show you those in just a minute when we get to the product. This is Memories and More cards. And what I really like about Memories and More cards is if you are a scrapbooker and you pocket scrapbook with paper product, not on an app, then these fit in the pockets. Now, we carry the smaller books. I believe they're 6 by 8. I'd have to go find one. But these cards can also be used as greeting cards. So quick and easy ways to put greeting cards together. And here is a package of Memory and More cards. So I actually already have these open. So let me grab the open pack. And what's great about these is that you pull out one of the cards. Let's see, to go with that one, I think I might put it off of the new magenta color. So they come pre-scored. You just fold them, pop your card on the front, and look at that. Couple of gems or rhinestones, and you're ready to go. Or you can flip it over and you could stamp something, or you could layer some of the smaller cards. I will get more into these Memory and More cards in a later video, but I just wanted to point those out to you. They come with stickers and sometimes little die cuts. So there's a lot to this, and the coordinating product, of course, would be the Memory and More cards and envelopes, and they are made to match the Memory and More cards. So in the upcoming catalog, there are 2 sets of Memory and More cards. This one, a Flower for Every Season, and then there's another suite that's called, I believe it's called A Good World. and it is a little more masculine in its look, and that set also has a memory and more cards. All right, so we have the memory and more cards. We have the card and envelope bases. That's part of this. All right, let me drop these over here on the side. And for those of you that don't know, I literally stamp in a corner. So in my bedroom, we live in an older home. Actually, it's built right before the Great Depression, right before World War I, and then the Depression era. And so it's a very small old home that we have restored, and I love it. But it's about 900 square feet, and we're a family of 4. And even though the kids are leaving, and our youngest one graduated last night, and we will soon be empty nesters, there are only 2 bedrooms. So that doesn't mean that I get a craft space. I get a crafting corner in our bedroom, and I have carved that out. And maybe one day when I grow up and they're all grown and have their families and not coming home for summers and months on end, then I might get a craft space in there. We don't know. But right now it's the crafty corner. So when I drop things, I have to drop them over to the side. So let's go into the next stamp set. This is called Jar of Flowers. And this is super cute. We'll get more into this in a different video. It comes with a punch. And then it also comes with shaker domes. Now, y'all, I have never, ever, oh my goodness, I can't even get them open. I've never used shaker domes. When I've made shaker cards, I've used double-sided tape and clear plastic windows. So this is going to be interesting. I've just never done it. So I'll be learning with you. So we have shaker domes. We have these embellishments. They are called A Flower for Every Season Gem. And let's see if I can open them without them going everywhere. Ta-da! They're really kind of beautiful. The green ones are just jade. And on one side, let's see if I can get them over. I have got a shadow today. I'm sorry, friends. I don't know why that is. Maybe that'll help. On the green side, on one side of the just jade, the greenish one, is iridescent. And the other side is not. And so the side that's not is what you would hear. But these beautiful little clear ones, they're actually domed instead of being faceted. These are going to be interesting. I'm thinking the intention was that they would go in your shakers. I'm not thinking I'm going to use them that way. I think these may become my new rhinestone or my new sequin. All right, so there are those. Also with this, see why I'm calling this a mega suite? Oh my goodness, it goes on and on and on. Is a triple pack of ribbon. Let's pull these out. So these are gorgeous, and I have not opened these yet. There is a white, a whisper white, just jade, and then this one is the one that I was the most excited about. It's a baker's twine. So it's a misty moonlight and whisper white twist, but it has the silver in it. And silver's my thing. I'm not a big fan of gold, but I love, love, love silver. Alrighty. One more thing to show you, and then we're going to dive into the Celebrate Sunflower set. Alright, let me dump these off beside me. Alright, last thing I want to show you. Designer Series paper. This is a 6x6 paper stack, and it really is a flower for every season. So let's see if I can do this. You've got this side is A, and that side, ooh, did I go too far? No, that side is B. Then you've got the poinsettias, so this could be Christmassy, and the just jade. And on the back, you have the cinnamon cider. Here we have flowers in the misty moonlight. And on the back, we have some pine needles and things in just jade. Feels very Christmassy to me still. Then we have tulips, which just screams spring. And on the back, you have a just jade polka dot. Reminds me of the polka dot that has been in our 6x6 Designer Series paper color families packs. Oh, look at how bright and cheerful that one is. That's beautiful. And then on the back, you have little yellow flowers. This is why I bought this suite. Cannot believe I'm confessing all of my crafting sins to you, but here I am. This single stripe is the reason that I wanted this suite. I'm in love with this. The colors are fantastic. And it has so many beautiful colors. This really bright is that brand new magenta Madness color, which is just fabulous. And it has the bumblebee in it and just about every pink or red that I can think of. All right, so there's that side. And then the back side is a really sweet bumblebee yellow. Some roses. And on the back, we have a green leaf in Just Jade. So this set does feature all of the new in colors, which is kind of nice. So here's this one, and on the back we have a big yellow rose. And here's this one. And then on the back we have a bumblebee yellow. We're going to be using this side in the card we're going to make in just a minute. Then we have the sunflowers in sunflower and then a daisy on one side. And then on the back we have them in all bumblebee. We're going to be using this paper in just a minute in our card. And then we have this sweet daisy, and on the back is cinnamon cider. We have the misty moonlight, and then on the other side are sunflowers on Just Jade. So this will also be a paper that we use. All right, let me dump that off. So you can see why I'm calling this a mega suite. It's not just a little suite, it's a huge suite. It is fantastic. Let me adjust this just a little bit. Oh my, that was probably a train. I'm sure that the camera picked it up. We have a train not far from here. So train tracks not far from here. So here is our sunflower set. And then let me show you the dies. So the dies are meant not only to cut out the sunflower, so this would cut out the large sunflower back, and then this one would cut out this stamped image of the sunflower with leaves, and then you have the leaves. It also could be die cut itself. So you could die cut this in, say, a crushed curry or a pumpkin pie, and then cut a solid out of bumblebee and layer them together and get a two-tone sunflower. And then your center could be out of maybe cinnamon cider, maybe soft suede. So you have those. And then these, y'all, I'm not a big floral person, so I don't quite know what they're all called. I'm guessing this may be some wheat or wheat stalks. If you know what that is, please enlighten me, because I sure don't want to call it the wrong thing. So there's that. And let's see. Ooh, I put the ribbon up, and I'm going to need that twine that I was telling you about. So let me slide right over here. Grab that. I guess the nice part about being in a stamping corner is everything is within arm's reach. So let me go ahead and pop the tape off of this with my Take Your Pick tool. Try to find the tape. Opening ribbon sometimes can be, there it is. Now I will tell you, it is best not to pull that back towards your face like I just did. Alrighty, and there we go. Now that's free. We're gonna find the loose end. I mean, this is just stunning, y'all. Can you see it? I'm just, the ribbons this year. And they do have it taped at the end, which makes me think that this will unravel. All right. So, are you guys ready to make a card? I hope so. One of the things that was a little bit of a bummer was when we got the pre-order packet is we found out that we would not be able to order in colors. And for a hot minute, that bummed me out because the in colors were the biggest thing that I wanted to get. But Paper Pumpkin this month was all about the new in colors. And so we got a Stampin' Spot, which is the little bitty stamp pad, in Misty Moonlight. And so I'm excited because I used that today. So here's what I'm doing, and we're going to put this together. I kind of have a plan at hand, and I did some of the prep work off camera so this video wouldn't be hours long. So what I did was I stamped the large sunflower on Whisper White cardstock with the Misty Moonlight, and I used the Stamposaurus. So if you don't know what the Stamposaurus is, its official name is the Stamparatus, but at our house it's the Stamposaurus. And so I used this so that I could do 2 layers of ink. And the reason I wanted to do 2 layers of ink is sometimes when you're using just this little bitty square and you're trying to ink this big image, you get little places where you didn't quite get enough ink. So using the Stamparatus with the smaller ink pads gives you a better image. And then I just down here in the corner did 2 more. And I went ahead and die cut those so that they would be ready to go. Now this is going to be our card. And I have just picked, our card base is going to be out of that Misty Moonlight color. We were able to get the cardstocks, so I've been trying to use that as much as I could. So we've got a Misty Moonlight card base. Then I cut this paper to layer on here, and I cut that at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So 4 inches by 5 1/4. I don't always give the measurements because if you're in a different country and you're watching this and you're not using 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, these measurements are going to be off for you. But I wanted to go ahead and show you and tell you what the measurements are in case you're in the US. Then I took this paper, oops, this is going to slide because I haven't stuck it down, and I cut it. This is that Misty Moonlight Designer Series paper. This is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then I cut this piece, and I wanted to slide it over this way so I had a little bit more of the Misty Moonlight sticking out. So this piece is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. All right, now let me show you what we're going to do, where we're headed. This was my vision, folks. So I'm going to put this big, ginormous sunflower right here. And then I'm not really too concerned with the leaves. And I'm going to stack these little guys in. So we have this big corner detail down here in the bottom. Now, you're probably wondering, where on earth are you going to put your greeting? Well, I'm not going to put one on the front of this card. Not every card needs to have a greeting on the front. So this one's not going to be one of those. So let's grab some adhesive. Let's slap this together and let me show you the finished product. Alrighty. So we're going to do this. This gets stuck down. We are getting new adhesive. I don't know if you heard that. So we have a new snail is going away. And I can't remember the name of the new, but we have 2 different ones coming. It's like Stampin' Adhesive and Stampin' Adhesive Plus. So Stampin' Adhesive, and again, I probably should just go look up the name, but the basic will replace snail and the plus will replace our old fast fuse. Alrighty, so I've gotten to this layer and I've kind of paused, and there's a reason that I've paused. Because I'm going to put these in, and I'm just going to lay them back down. One thing I want to do is I want to layer some of this going across like it's wrapped around. So I want to do that around this piece. So I'm going to slide that out of the way and turn this over. Now, you grab some tear and tape. This is my favorite trick. So I grab a piece of tear and tape and I tape my end down. That way it's stuck, right? It's not going anywhere. And then I'm just going to wrap this around, flip it back over, grab another little piece of tear and tape, tape it down, snip, snip, and it's done. And I've added just a little bit of dimension there and a little bit of sparkle. Alrighty, now to decide, do I want to lift that and have it be dimensional, or do I just want to dimensional? But I think I'm just going to dimensional the flowers. All right, so since this has the twine on it, I'm going to use tear and tape to stick it down. Whoops. So lift that up. I find it's easier with fingernails to use the Take Your Pick tool to lift the edges. All right, slide that in. Now let's grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. And let's start with this giant, enormous sunflower. Isn't he beautiful? All righty. He's going to sit kind of like that. So I need to remember this edge and this edge really don't need dimensionals because I'm probably going to snip it off. Now, I am not afraid to use a dimensional. There, I said it. I would rather my card be solid and stable. I probably need one more right about there. So let's pop these off. And you're probably going to hear my husband come in. He just got home. And I'm not 100% sure what the mic will and won't pick up at this point, but you know, that's life. Can't quite stop him from coming home. Alrighty, so we're going to slide that in and stick it down. I'm going to flip it over, snip off the extra. He must have forgotten something because he's in and out. He did know I was going to record this morning, so most of the time when he comes in, he'll holler at me so I don't think that, you know, the boogeyman has come through the door. All right, now I am going to add a dimensional right there so that that sticks to my card base. Slide that in, pull the, there we go. Now that's good and secure. All righty. Now, I'm not thinking I'm going to lift these up. I think I'm just going to trim and slide. So because of where I put those dimensionals, these are not fitting as well with the leaf. So I'm just going to slide that off. I'm going to lift up this little dimensional right here that's in my way. Add some snail in the back. And I'm just sliding him in. And there's that one. And then we're going to do the same thing up here, although he may slide in just nicely. Yep. Alrighty. And I'm going to snip off the excess. And there is my card. Now, this just is too beautiful to be a plain Jane card. So I am going to grab some jewels of some variety. I think I want to use these. These are the holiday rhinestones. And I think I want these. They're called Night of Navy, but I really think they're going to work. So we've got several colors on here. This is Cherry Cobbler. This one is, I think, Crushed Curry. It may not be. It may be Mango Melody. And then we have Shaded Spruce. This one is Pool Party. And then this one is the Night of Navy. And the Night of the Navy, I think, is the one I want to use. Not sure, maybe I want to use the yellow. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's just add some of these. I actually think I like the yellow the best. So these come with little sticky dots on the back. And I just flip them over with my Take Your Pick tool. Now, one thing that designers will tell you is that you need them to be in an odd number. And so I've just added 3 up there in the corner. Right up there, opposite of our little flowers. And just like that, I have a super gorgeous, wonderful card. Now, part of what I love about this card is if I were just starting out and really didn't own much product, and you know, I'm a starting out Sally and I don't have everything. So this would be something that I could do. I could purchase the cardstock and the paper and the ink and this stamp set. You wouldn't have to purchase the dies if you were just starting out. You could just fussy cut these. These wouldn't be very hard. I mean, it just would be snips in and out. But this would be a great just starting out card. And look at how fancy that is. I mean, you send that to somebody and they're gonna be like, oh, this is so pretty. So there it is. This is my take on Celebrate Sunflowers. I wanted to show you a couple of other things that I've done with this set. Let me clean up our space for just a quick second. Get some of this out of the way so you have a clear shot and not all this trash. I hope that hit the trash can and not the floor. I was reaching under the desk instead of looking. Alrighty, so I took a piece of watercolor paper. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit without making you bouncy bouncy. Ooh, I don't know what that did. All right, well, it's not letting me zoom in. I'm not sure why, but we'll just lift it up. So I took a piece of watercolor paper and I used the clear embossing powder to emboss the watercolor paper. Now, you could have used white. I just used clear. That's what I had handy. And then I watercolored using the stamp pads. Came back after everything had dried and stamped again in StazOn because I wanted it to stay on the areas that I had embossed. I added some of these fabulous new little gems. These are the Misty Moonlight. And then I layered everything onto this beautiful piece of Magenta Madness paper. Made a quick little sentiment, thanks a bunch. And there was a cute card. Now, the watercolor paper is 5 by 7, and so I had the other side that I wanted to use. And so I made another cute little card that went with it. So sometimes when you're making backgrounds of cards, it is much, much better to go through and make a larger sheet that you can cut down and do several cards. So my friends, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. If you liked this video, please down in the bottom, press the thumbs up. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on the blog, and now you can find me on YouTube. Thanks again.